Let's get started. As I was sitting in my thinking chair, just, thinking about those things that I think about, Kaizen, the whole Kaizen approach was, really weighing heavy on my mind. I'm like, man, continuous efforts to make improvements, continuous improvements. The things that make my life and my business work. Now, remember, I consider you the CEO of your business. Now, I know you don't have a business. Yes, you do. Especially if you're working. If you work, you're the CEO of your business, and the job that you're going to is in partnership with your business. Your business is your life. Okay. People stay out of my business. That's your business, your life. And I usually, for personal growth, I put business tips and I apply those things to relationships and all about unblock yourself. Unblock yourself is unblocking your mind, your body, your spirit, your finances, and your social interactions. So what we want to do is really grow and grow in a way that take us higher. And what I've found is, mom and dad's advice of just going to school and getting a job and retire and then die, that's not really what God really intended. So what we want to do is get in a relationship where God is speaking and we live our lives the way He's designed it for us, and we get so much more out of it. So continuous improvements. Kaizen was all about, the Kaizen approach was about, improving each step of the way, improving everything. And there was 8 ways to eliminate waste. So I'll go over those real quick. It's eliminate the defects. Do it right the first time. Excess processing, don't overdo it. Don't put too much where you have more inventory than you had. Way more inventory, like excessive amount of inventory. Good morning. Than you would have the demand for. And even supply and demand going for your relationships. That too. We experience burnout when we're just giving so much. We're giving 1,000% and the other person is giving 80%. And they're not really interested. We're just flooding them and they're not even interested. The Bible talks about being unequally yoked. Overproduction, that's one way of wasting. Waiting, making the other person, on the flip side, when you're that 80% and you're just trucking along and they're just giving 1,000% of what they have to you, and you're like, well, thanks, I don't really sure, that person's probably going to move on. Transportation, that's logistics, the way you do things in your relationship, and moving, which is part of logistics, and non-utilized talent. Non-utilized talent is probably the biggest thing that there is. Say you have an artist in your business or your relationship, and you only want them to cook, and they don't know how to cook. So it's not paired well. Then we talked about the Kaizen events. Kaizen events the Kaizen approach is doing this daily. Every day looking to eliminate those types of wasted time. Okay? Because time you don't get back. So if you eliminate the wasting time and you take back that, you have more life to live. Kaizen events are events or days or moments set aside that, okay, I'm gonna think this out. I'm gonna think it out. We're gonna do one project and we're gonna do it well. Like I said, well, what else might be, the family sits down together, the family company sits down together and says, okay, we eat out too much. We could save X amount of dollars if we don't eat out. So let's come up with a plan to not eat out. And when you have that, bam, you got more money and you got more time. And that's what it's all about. You got more time to live life and you got money to spend doing it. So instead of taking that money that you would have ate, you get together and you spend it in a different way, or you don't spend it at all and you just share that time together. So today, though, that was Thursday and Friday. Today is Kaikaku. And ooh, boy, this is different. Okay. So you had those three. Kaikaku is really like taking a wrecking ball into your process of your way of doing things. Okay. Clearly, you're in a relationship and it's not working well. You're not doing what you're supposed to. They're not doing what they're supposed to. Kaikaku, you're not going to break up now. Remember, that's not an option. But Kaikaku takes a wrecking ball through the whole system. Okay, when I wake up in the morning, I say this to you and you say this to me and we just we come together and okay, I didn't do this and you didn't do that. So we take a whole wrecking ball to the whole process, because what's usually happening when we're fighting all the time, some traditions have set in, or instead of traditions, habits. And when you're applying this to a company, usually it's traditions and we've always done it this way, boss. But what really needs to happen is you're saying, why are we going down? Well, usually when it's going down like that, the stuff that you were doing and that was working, 10, 15 years ago, doesn't fly well in today's economy, today's day and age. I was talking to the boys yesterday. I was like, it's funny how, you call your friend, it's like, okay, we're going to do this. And they show up at the door and the doorbell tells you who they are. You can see them. And I'm like, man, when I was your age, they didn't even have cell phones. So I have to either find a payphone or go home, make the call on a landline, then jump in the car and go over there. And hopefully you're still there. Or, the traditions change. So the way you can do things, you can be sitting in the parking in the driveway, parked, and be like, hey, I'm here. You come on out. The way we did it, we get in the parking lot and just honk the horn. Hey, we're out here. So, things are different. So the wrecking ball really is out with the old and with the new. You sat down, you talked it out. Okay, we need a plan of action. We need to change what we're doing. So you sit down with the other person, and what we do when we meet is not working because we fight every single time. So this is off limits. We won't do this. We won't do that. And we will do this. And we will do that to make this thing work. So using Kaikaku breaks existing paradigms, which is traditions, and throws out old ways of thinking the way we've always done it, and is focused on achieving improvement like Kaizen, but not in small increments, everyday little tasks, trying to eliminate things. No, we sitting down and we're going to do this. Even a Kaizen event says, okay, we get together and we're going to focus on one thing and we're going to make that thing happen. Kaikaku says we're going to scrap the whole system and then we're going to put something better in place. So Kaikaku, the one of the leaders in it was Hiroyuki, Hirano, and they came up with the 10 Commandments of Kaikaku. And here we go. Now remember, I consider you the CEO of your own business, so remember, this is being applied not only to your business for all my friends who own businesses, but you can apply this to your life too, your personal business. So first thing off, Commandment 1, throw out the old traditional concept of what you were doing because clearly it's either outdated or it just didn't work. It's not working at all. So remember, change the behavior, change the results. If you don't like the results that you're getting, there's something in the input that's leading to the results that you're getting. So if you change the behavior or you change the traditional way of your thinking, then you're going to change the results. So Commandment 2, think of how the new method will work and not how it won't work. Because, that's the first thing, especially if you're introducing something new to employees. It's like, that ain't going to work. Think of how you can make it work, especially when you're sitting down with someone else and you're putting this plan together. Because that ain't going to work because this is not going to work because this one. First of all, it's not going to work because you already plan to sabotage it. You're already coming up with ways why it won't work. So sit down and have the mindset of, okay, this is what will work. What will make this work? I don't really like this idea that this new change is coming because we don't like change. But I can see the positive aspects of this part right here. This will work. This whole thing might not work, but this right here will work and build off that. Don't accept excuses. This ain't gonna work because that's not gonna fly. That's why you're sitting down together making this plan to make your life better. Do not act the status quo and be ready to start new. So, a lot of times everybody doing it this way is not right for you because remember, wabi sabi, the imperfections that you have make you you, and those imperfections are the perfect will of God for you. So here we go. And I'm talking about perfection. 5, don't seek perfection. 50% implementation rate is fine as long as it's done on the spot. Now, one of my mentors, she always would say, done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. She said that for everything. Done is better than perfect. And when you like to do things in excellence, it's hard to accept. Done is better than perfect. I would sit there and, try to come up with this perfect thing, and then you can't start it because it's not perfect yet. While all the while, people who putting out, I don't want to offend nothing, but people who putting out trash products or, trash products are out there. And I'm perfecting this little thing. Man, this is my baby. I got to make it perfect. While they're out there, they're making money or they're putting their stuff out there that's not as low quality, but it's out there. And I'm still holding on to what I have, intellectual property, and they have patents on their trash product. And when I come along, I have this, Man, that's been out there. You just making an improvement on what they made. Well, I started before they did. Don't do that. Done is better than perfect. Put it out there and then revise. Make improvements on it. Remember, this is Kaizen. So Kaizen is continuous improvements, even on the things that you have. So you're looking for those, eliminating those wastes. Number 6. Commandment 6. Correct mistakes the moment they are found. You say, man, I need to get to that. Well, a lot of times you don't get to it. So that's easy. 7. Don't spend money on Kaikaku. You're changing the process, okay? And it's you. It's you and the people that's involved with you. You're changing the process. You're changing the whole thing. You don't want to waste a whole bunch of money trying to put into something that you're changing. Okay? I can explain that later. Problems number 8. Problems give you a chance to use your brains. Especially like you have, there's a book called The Complaints Are a Gift. Complaints are a gift. And what they're saying is that's your opportunity. That's them. Your problems are showing you, hey, you can get this fixed and make this product or this business or your life a lot better by overcoming it. Okay, so don't take it the wrong way. Number 9 is one of my favorites. Okay, 5 degrees of why. It says, ask why 5 times. And we've gone through an exercise called 5 degrees of why. And as you peel back the onion or the layers, you as you take off layers, you start to reveal the real problem. So a lot of times you start here. This is not working. Why? Well, that's because this is not doing what it's supposed to do. Why? Well, because people who are supposed to do it are not doing what they're supposed to do. Well, why? Well, you ask why, and they're not trained. Why? They're not doing what they're supposed to do because they're not trained. Okay, they're not trained. Why aren't they trained? Because I don't have a policy to do that. Why? I haven't made one. Well, there you go. You haven't made a policy to train the people to do what they're supposed to do to get the results that you want. So 5 degrees of why peels back those layers and then really reveals, it starts to reveal the true problem. So it's not the people that was doing the wrong thing, is that you haven't put in place the things to make the people do the right thing, to do the results, that give you the results that you were looking for. Same as relationships. And number 10, ideas from 10 people are way better than one person's knowledge. So as Kaizen Event, we put everybody in the process that's involved in the process, especially like it's easy to sit in the CEO chair and says, I need you to do this, and I need you to do this, and I need you to do that. And if they don't understand why, you're probably going to have a problem, because I've always done it this way, and this is what I do. Now you're telling me that I was wrong, and you're not really telling me why. So there's going to be a breakdown in communication and a breakdown in the process. And when you have a breakdown in both, you have problems. Clarity is power. From the business side all the way to the personal side. If I'm trying to talk to my kids and they see what I'm saying and they understand what I'm saying and they know why I'm saying it, they're more likely to go along with it. Even if they don't agree, they might either go along with it, or they can give me their reasons why it's not going to work. We can have a communication. We can have a conversation, and conversation produces communication. Communication produces clarity, and clarity is power. When there's a breakdown in that, just do what I tell you to do. then that doesn't go over well, because now it's will versus will. Not even if it's right or wrong, it's will versus will. And whoever has more willpower, even if they have great willpower, they're going to stand firm on their wrongness or their rightness, and then it's not going to work at all. So just take a breather. Just talk this thing out. Do what we need to do. Like I said, clarity is power. Those are the 10 Commandments of Kaikaku. I really like it because, especially the 5 degrees of why and paradigm shift. Yeah, I can't tell you enough that if what you're doing is not working, continuously working on a failed method of doing things, if you say this is not working, I'm losing money, I'm losing time, people are falling by the wayside. If I'm working on this thing and I'm losing all my things because the sole reason is this is the way I've always done it, then that needs to change. So just look at your processes. If you need Kaikaku, take a I wrote in the description the 10 Commandments, but think about how that can change if you're really looking for change. A lot of people just say they want that change, but it's really an excuse to get out of whatever they're doing and just letting it fail. Don't let it fail. All right. Love you guys. This has been a great day. Start of a great day. Start to a great week. We're going to crush it. Right. So here's to you. Kampai.